The return of Devin Haney.
Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing. Make sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Seriously, hit it like it owes you money. Want to go the extra mile? Drop a super chat or donate to the Cash App because who doesn't love supporting quality content? Catch me live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. and Sunday at 5 p.m. See you there.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Devin, the dream turned into a nightmare, Haney, and his Cigar Talk interview with Najee. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the video. So, as I keep telling y'all, and I've already told y'all, I'm going to continue to follow Devin Haney's return because I'm interested to see how it all plays out. Recently, I watched the Devin Haney Cigar Talk interview with Najee. I haven't watched the one with Bill Haney. I just haven't watched it. I kind of really not. I really don't want to hear from Bill. I definitely want to hear from Devin. And let me say, I'm glad that Devin Haney did this interview because for the longest time, people have been asking and wanting to hear from Devin Haney. We want to hear from the fighter. We want to hear from the fighter. And he took a lot of backlash because of his father being all in the videos, capping, talking noise, talking about other fighters. And some of that I can agree with. He is the promoter. He is out there talking, promoting his son, promoting his fights and doing those things. But it came to a point where I kind of felt like maybe Bill got a little too into, maybe a little too addicted to the attention, right? And people really just started to want to hear from Devin because when you watch Devin in the interview, he's likable. He's cool. He's a likable guy. He um seems to be genuine and authentic while he's talking and in his answers. And like I've always said, y'all hear me criticize and critique fighters, but that doesn't mean that I don't like them or I want them to lose or no, like the people that think that or say things like that, that just shows your immaturity as far as the fandom and the way you feel about fighters and things like that. Just because I critique and criticize a fighter don't mean I want them to lose. I said the other day, like, I hope Devin Haney win. I hope he look good in this fight. And somebody asked me why. I'm like, what do you mean why? Why wouldn't I want Devin Haney to win and look good in this fight? You've never heard me say I want a fighter to lose because of how my criticism and opinions is about them. That it is. I'm way more. I'm way more mature than that, guys. Like, stop putting these jackets on me that these other people wear in these YouTube community streets. But back to the interview. So I'm glad Devin did the interview. It's always good when Devin does an interview. He seems to be genuine, authentic, and honest in the interview. So first thing I seen in the interview that I thought was like, oh, really, was when Devin said that he hit up Turkey. I was always under the impression, and I could be wrong, some of these fighters might be hitting up Turkey, that Turkey reached out to you. You didn't reach out to Turkey. But he said he reached out to Turkey. And he went to go meet with Turkey, and Turkey just offered him an offer that he couldn't refuse to make these fights. And so he said it wasn't even no negotiation. He just walked in there, Turkey slammed the deal on the table, pow, and they like, oh, where do I sign? They said the money was good. So that's good for Devin Haney. I'm glad that even after what he went through with Ryan Garcia, he was able to still uh be able to get the monetary gain that he feels he deserves. You know what I'm saying? However he's getting it. Even though I did have my opinions about him being on the Ryan Garcia undercard, Ryan fighting for a championship, Ryan coming off a year suspension, right? I have my opinions about all of that. And I wouldn't, me personally, like you said, it was a deal he couldn't refuse. So hey, he doing what he had to do to quote unquote get that bag. I still would be like, hell no, you're not about to play me like that. But that's just me. I didn't get a deal that I couldn't refuse, right? So he talks about how he went to Saudi and did the media workout, because that's when he was meeting with Turkey Al-Sheikh. And everybody was just like, Devin, why are you doing the media workout? You're not about to fight. Like, why are you doing the media workout? I guess maybe he wanted people to see him and see, kind of like he still got it. He's still cool. I don't know. But the media workout was very strange and weird. And it was like, why are you doing a media workout? And then he talked about, not being his own promoter, and how people didn't like that, and how he's giving the blueprint to younger fighters and they should follow in his footsteps. And this is my thing that I've always said about the being a free agent in boxing, right? Although I am now studying and learning the business of boxing, and I'm kind of being self-taught, and just learning through situations and things that happen and reading up on it, I don't understand, like, it's a place for every fighter. It's a place for, some fighters need to be a promotion. Maybe some fighters can do a free agent way, whatever the case may be. But it just seems like being a free agent in boxing is not the flex that they make it out to be. It's not the flex that they make it out to be, because what if there was no Turkey? What would Devin Haney be doing? What if there was no Turkey to offer you a deal that you can't refuse? Same thing with Terrence Crawford. All of these, same thing with Shakur Stevenson. All of these quote unquote free agent fighters that's they own quote unquote boss. How is it working out for them? It seems like Bill Haney has pissed off tons of people in the industry and nobody want to work with him. Oscar De La Hoya screwed him over, allegedly. And they all with Turkey, who's just willing to dash out money and is not worried about returns and quote unquote, figuring out what your pay will be worth based off what you could, the revenue that you could bring in. He's not doing that. So without a character like that in boxing, where would these free agent fighters be? Now, what else did he say now he also said that, now I know I kept saying, like, I don't know if the rematch is gonna happen. I don't know if Devin Haney is going to rematch Ryan Garcia, but he said that he's going to fight this fight, and he has a fight and a rematch clause with Ryan Garcia. And I know I seen people saying, oh, Devin Haney signed a trilogy, which which is kind of misleading. He didn't sign a trilogy. They've already fought one fight, and he signed for another fight and a rematch. So I guess Devin Haney is actually going to rematch Ryan Garcia. And I don't know if y'all seen that workout video, Ryan Garcia's media workout, but Ryan Garcia looking spooky. He's looking spooky. So, and he also mentioned how Ryan Garcia is now his dance partner, right? That's his legacy fight. That's who his name is going to be tied to throughout history, which is strange because everybody just knew for sure you was going to wash Ryan Garcia. He was a C-level fighter. All these things everybody was saying. And now it's turned out that he is your legacy fight. He will be your dance partner. Y'all finna fight a whole trilogy, allegedly. And I don't have no problem with that. I think it's great. I think that Ryan Garcia is a good fighter. I think that Devin Haney is a great fighter, and that they're able to tie their names together, had these great legacy fights, and Tank Davis isn't even involved. And if you go back in my old videos, I literally said that I don't think Devin and Tank should fight, because I mean, of course they should fight, but I was just trying to make a point that at that time, if you go back in my videos, Devin was fighting. He was trying to be undisputed. He was going for the belts. He was fighting for legacy. Tank was the pay-per-view star. He was on the pay-per-views. He was putting on the entertaining fights. He was bringing the bras out, the cars out, the stars out, all of that stuff. They were on two different paths. And so what I can appreciate now is that even though he was capping, saying Tank name, attaching his name to Tank, I can appreciate that Devin Haney created his own path. He created his own legacy and is not tied to Tank Davis. Even though people still want to see them fight, Tank say the fight is still possible. We'll see. So we'll see what's going to go on with the Ryan Garcia fight. And that's his nemesis. That's who we want to see. And I hope that Devin Haney looks excellent in this fight. I hope he looks great in this fight, because if him and Ryan Garcia are going to rematch, I'm definitely looking forward to the fight. And I'll give my 2 cents about how I see the fight going later. Let me see what else he said. But another thing I want to mention too is just like, I don't think Devin should really be in a quote unquote do or die situation, right? People just want to see if he can perform at the level that he was able to perform to, or better. I think he should be better after that Ryan Garcia fight. And I liked how in the interview how he mentioned that, he didn't say too much about it, but he did mention he needs to go back and work on some things from the Ryan Garcia fight that he had to fix. And so I think that that's good that he acknowledged that, because like I said in the previous video, if they just keep saying it was because of the eye strain, Devin Haney's going to get beat again. If he's like, oh, the only reason why he beat me is because the eye strain, and won't acknowledge anything that he needs to fix, yes, Devin Haney is definitely going to get beat again. And then Devin Haney said something else very interesting. He said that he has been tested 60 times. Now, I'm not sure if that's 60 times this year or that's just 60 times since he signed up for the 365 testing program from VADA. He said he's been tested 60 times. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you want people, and he's like, I hope this encourages fighters to join the 365 program. Nobody wants to be tested 60 times. Nobody wants to be, you get what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be tested that many times, bro. I don't think it's a matter of if people are cycling and cheating. That process to me seems very invasive and annoying. He was like, yeah, I got tested in London. So like they following you all around the world to test you all throughout the year. 60 times is a lot. Now, like I keep saying, I don't understand why Devin Haney is even doing year-round testing. Maybe because he's with Victor Conte and he doesn't want that jacket on him. And I guess maybe this can prove to people that he's clean, which me personally, it is what it is. But it's Victor Conte. He knows how to beat tests. He knows how to get around loopholes and stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there, because that's not the conversation. But the point I was trying to make is, who wants to be tested like that? You get what I'm saying? Who wants to be tested 60 times and all this? Who wants to do that? You get what I'm saying? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But I just wanted to bring that up about the testing. And Devin seemed, he seemed really chill now. Like I said, he seemed very authentic with his answers. Now, where things got a little shaky in the interview to me, to where it kind of seemed like, he was more unsure and a little less confident. And when they was talking about he kept picking up his bottle of water and drinking it, is when they were asking him about his future and who he would like for the future. And he was basically just trying to say, I'm at 47, anybody, all the big names. I just want to put on the biggest fights, the best fights for the money. That's what he said. That's the only thing to me that seemed kind of shaky when he said it. And I was like, well, he didn't seem too confident about the future of his career, just to give my 2 cents about the conversation. And the last thing I'll talk about, and then I'll land my plane, is that he spoke about why he was fighting at 144 and how he's gradually moving up to 147 pounds. And I don't understand why he's gradually moving up. Can somebody let me know and drop it below what is the thinking or the strategy behind gradually moving up? Like, why you just won't move up to 47? Why are you baby stepping up to the next division? Now, I remember a while ago after the Ryan fight, Devin tweeted, I'm not fighting in no more weight classes. We gonna fight at whatever weight I want to fight at. Ain't no more weight classes for me. He said that. If I could find the tweet, I'm gonna insert it in this video. But those were his words, like, not exact, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to that nature. But if you watched the Cigar Talk interview, let me know what you think by dropping your 2 cents below in the comments. What did you think about the Devin Haney interview with Najee? What do you think about, Devin Haney coming back? What do you think his performance is gonna look like? by dropping your 2 cents below in the comments, or you can give me a call at 281-845-2103. Follow me on IG at 2 Cents Boxing and follow me on X at 2 Cents 20. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.